Maganda't makulay na araw at gabi, minamahal kong mga kabarangay. Kuya Rene muli, dito po sa ating Barangay, New Zealand. Kumusta po kayo? Ha? At bagong taon na nga, no? 2022 na. Ilang, malapit na nga matapos ang Enero, no? At harinawa ay patuloy pa rin po kayo gumagawa ng mga kabutihan, ng mga magagandang gawain para sa ikaunlad ng ating buhay, ng ating mga pamilya. Tatlong magagandang kwento ang matutunghayan niyo po dito sa ating programang Barangay New Zealand. Ang unang kwento po natin, ito pong masigasig na Pinoy na Filipino-Kiwi na isang fashion designer, si Dennis Sayat.
Hands-on po. Ay pa po kasi, kasi before, pag sinabi sa Pinas as a designer, mag-sketch ka lang. Kahit sino pwedeng mag-sketch. Pero ang laban ngayon is, kasi lalo na nung pumunta ako dito sa New Zealand, as a designer sa Pinas, walang kukuha sa akin designer sa New Zealand kasi ang designer dito ay mismong may-ari. May-ari ng company, may-ari ng label. So, isang option na papasukan ko lang is mananahi, pattern maker, or cutter. So, doon sa tagal ko sa New Zealand, na-experience ko lahat. So ngayon, sinasabi nila, pag sinabing designer, actually, ang mas gusto kong sabihin na all around ako. I'm not just a designer. Kasi, importante kasing marunong ka ang pananahi, pwedeng manahi din ng iba. Ang pinaka-importante kasi yung taste mo, and then yung skill mo as a pattern maker, and at the same time, pag ikaw nag-design, ikaw nag-pattern, ikaw ang nanahi, alam mo na kung saan, anong kalalabasan ng damit.
Kasi nga, yung total package, yung Tsaka kasi may vision ka di ba? As an artist, meron kang vision. Although, i-align mo yun sa kliyente, wow, pero papasok pa rin yung creativity. That's very good.
Totoo po yan.
Gaano katagal yung pinaka matagal mong yung from one to matapos yung isang project, gaano katagal dito sa New Zealand? Kasi syempre you just do it on your free time.
Yeah, kasi nga may full-time job ako. Pero pag may nag-i-inquire po sa akin online, ang tanong ko kaagad, kailan mo gamit? Kasi kailan mo gamit? Kasi hindi ko pwedeng pabayaan ng full-time job ko rin. But I'm planning, hopefully soon, na makapag-focus ako sa akin mismo, sa aking brand mismo para ma-accommodate ko yung lahat na nag-i-inquire. Pero normally, ayoko mabibitin kasi ang nangyayari kasi lang po is word of mouth. Hindi po ako nagpo-promote talaga. Kasi yung mga taong nagawan ko ng damit, sila na nagre-recommend sa akin. And then one time, nag-post ako sa Filipino Auckland. The purpose po nun is para dumami lang yung like. Yun lang. And then marami nang nag-i-inquire. So sabi ko, that's good.
Your craft and your artistry speaks for itself, yung produkto, no? And I like your idea, no? Parang alam mo na yung end, so you work backwards, di ba? Parang, kailangan ko to sa March. So, parang pabalik na gano'n. Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
Okay lang nga po, Tito, di ba? Kasi, di ba, tayo nagka-lockdown. May project ako ng October, may project ko November, may project ko ng December, debut weddings, lahat na cancel. Not cancel, na-move ang date. So, kaya medyo pag may mga bagong nag-i-inquire sa akin, talaga kailangan ko yung date kasi meron na akong yung mga last year na dapat na project ko na-move nitong early this year.
Naipon siya. You're very busy talaga. Anong oras ka natutulog, Dennis? Ha?
Ay, Tito, ganito ha. Ganito lang po ha. Siguro ganito yung taong tawag dito, iba yung, pag nasa mood ako, madali lang gumawa ng damit. Dire-diretso ako. Wala akong pahinga. Pero pag wala ako sa mood, titigil muna ako. And then, ayokong pilitin ang sarili ko kasi alam ko, pag pinili ko sarili ko, hindi maganda kalalabasan. mahirapan ako.
Ayun.
So, palagi pag may project ako, nakapokus ako sa isang project, palaging iniisip ko kaagad kung paano ko aatakihin na mas madali. At the same time, mas magandang kausap ko yung customer ko kasi sa designing process pa lang, direktahan na talaga ako kasi some customer, may gusto silang mangyari sa damit, pero alam ko na hindi maganda, sinasabi ko na ng prangkahan. So may mga customer na gusto nila ganito ang concept. Pakikinggan ko sila pero unang-una titingnan ko yung personality, physical appearance, and then kung ano talaga yung pinakang positive, yung pinakamagandang part ng body nila, yun ang i-highlight ko. Kasi ang naniniwala ako po, Tito, ang damit is secondary. Ang primary, dapat yung nagsusuot. Kung kailangan ang damit palaging pangpan lang yan. Backup lang yan.
Palamuti.
Palamuti. Kasi karamihan po nangyayari, sa daming details, natatabunan yung tao. Nawawala. Nawawala yung pagkaklase, nawawala yung tasteless na nangyayari, na nagiging tacky na. Kaya, ang importante talaga, yung client mo, yung siya mismo, secondary yung damit. At fitting. Fitting po ang pinaka-importante.
Tsaka mahirap gawin yun nung lockdown, di ba? Yung fitting na yun. Kasi kailangan nandun sa harap mo mismo, i-fit mo yung
kasi
But I like your post. Yeah, go ahead. Sige, Jenny.
Kasi po may mga design na hindi mo siya pwedeng i-flat pattern. Kahit may body form ka na kahit ipins mo, iba pa rin sa actual body. Kailangan talaga na actual body mo ipit ang damit. At the same time, yung mga draping para mas magandang bagsak.
Yung mga ginagawa mong design, Dennis, hindi lang wedding. Gumagawa ka rin yung yung casual wear ba tawag noon? Yung
opo.
Wala ka po
Gumagawa ako ng, actually is unisex. Yung ginagawa kong kimono, mga jacket, unisex ho. Yung mga, kasi hindi na din ako bumibili ng mga jacket kasi ako na din ang gumagawa ng damit ko. So, pag gusto ko, maraming nag-compliment. Pag pumupunta ako sa ibang event, I think one time pumunta ako sa Mary Quant sa Auckland Gallery.
Okay. Oo.
And then I'm wearing my pink kimono.
December?
December. I'm wearing pink kimono and pink short. And then my pink mask. So, girl na girl, Tito. And then,
Lenny.
And then, tatlo silang magkakaibigan, lumapit sa akin. Tinatanong kung saan ko bili yung outfit ko. Sabi ko, I created it. And then, they get my number. And then, they planning to order.
Wow. Oo. Ikaw na yung walking advertisement ng iyong creation, di ba?
Kasi dito ang hirap kasi nagwo-work ako sa isang sa fashion industry as a bridal machinist. Ang hirap kasi kailangan mo din minsan pumorma talaga. Alam mo 'yun? Yung iba kong mga co-workers magagandang magdamit. Hindi ibig sabihin dahil nananahi ka, basta manahi ka lang ng very casual. Depende. Minsan yung naka-bomber jacket ako, modern barong bomber jacket, nagawa ko sa Pinas, dinala ko dito. So, kailangan may pride ka rin na kung sinusuot mo, happy ka.
Yeah, that's very good. And yung creativity na lumalabas, Naalala ko lang, Dennis, meron akong matalik na kaibigan sa Pilipinas. Siya po isang writer, no? Pero taga Quezon siya. Hindi ko lang alam kung saan si Kuya Boy Villasanta, no? Quezon siya, manunulat.
Naririnig ko po siya before.
Nasa TV Patrol siya noon. And very creative siya. Saka meron pa ako kalimutan ko, nasa teatro naman There's something sa Quezon na nag-ano ng mga creativity na and you were saying na napakalayo ng bayan mo, no? Na And, sabi mo 2019 umuwi ka tapos nung bumalik ka dito na-lockdown ka so hindi ka na makakauwi muna. So, but you're still planning to go back, go home or for a visit, ano?
Kasi po naka-base ako sa Lucena, doon ang shop ko before. Ang pinaplano ko kasi is like, to create, RTW bridal gown na made in the
Hmm,
Philippines, ima-market ko siya dito. So, lahat design
mhm,
ko, lahat, tatahiin ko do'n. So, kasi mahirap kasi 'pag solo ko lang,
hmm,
medyo mabigat gawin. So, yun ang plano
mhm,
ko in the near future na i-market ko dito sa New Zealand.
Tunghayan naman natin mula sa Wellington, si David Perez. Siya po yung founder ng Camp David.
Just like the way I started, it's for me. It's really just about connecting people, but just putting them in a platform where they can be in an opportunity to succeed. And we right now we see Ken Tuffin and Joseph Nunad, okay, being able to compete at the NBL level, and that is only possible because they developed their game in FEU. Um, and it's something that I'm quite passionate about as far as providing pathways. Um, and there are many kids here in New Zealand, not limited to Filipino kids, that after they leave high school, finish high school, their
There's no
basketball ends.
there's no path. There's no path anymore.
Yes,
Yeah.
unless they get connected to a program. We normally a college program in New Zealand. It's normally U.S. colleges, but the Philippines has been a source of as an alternative pathway. Um, yes, so if, it's one of the reasons why I accepted this role with Victoria University.
Yes. Tell us. Yeah. Yeah. As the head coach of Victoria University.
Yes, because seeing that gap and need that many of the prospects, unless they go overseas, do not get to develop their game. I felt that you know for those who don't get to go overseas, they can still do it here in New
Yeah.
Zealand. And as Filipinos, after high school, we automatically, as part of our culture, we automatically go to university.
Yes.
Yes. And so there is that expectation. So I was thinking, there's no reason why you cannot continue while you're still studying your basketball. But you need to enter a program because, as I said, for example, in the case of Ken Tuffin and Joseph Nunat, unless they entered FEU or program, they would not develop. But many of these who remain here in New Zealand lose that opportunity. But if that opportunity of a program, a legit program, is established, then I think we can have more players um, reach the NBL level, and even like in the case of Ken Tuffin, get to the level that they're actually pool members of the Philippine national team.
So, David, so this journey of yours as the coach, head coach of Victoria University, and this national tertiary championship, is this like the making of a New Zealand version of the UAAP NCAA?
That is actually my vision. You hit it right in the target. If you actually if you're a follower of basketball, it's not actually the NBA or the PBA that is most followed. It's actually college basketball.
Yes, yes.
And because in New Zealand, we don't, because we follow the Commonwealth system or the
Mm.
European system. We do not have collegiate competitive sports in
Mm.
university level.
No, yeah. Mm.
Um, but so I just thought that, but there's no reason we cannot.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is what that is my vision. New Zealand has 8 universities, just like
Mm-hmm.
the UAAP has
UAP.
eight
Mm-hmm.
universities representing, and they're spread out in the all over New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
Not only um my vision is to professionalize it. When I
Mm-hmm.
say professionalize it, to have proper coaches, have an established program,
Yes.
and run it through is essentially in association with the New Zealand NBL,
Mm-hmm. That's good because
where
yeah. Mm-hmm.
where the program can serve as the development pipeline for the players that will play in the NBL. So all of this is kind of new. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll be talking to the, BBNZ and Justin Nelson about that. But I think it's a
Mm-hmm.
win-win situation.
Yes,
Um,
yes, it is.
yes,
It is, David, because these boys, as you were saying, we have a lot of talents here, but then after high school, wala na. I mean, they're either, some of them, fortunately, we get a scholarship to the US, to the Philippines, but yung iba will just, but this one is a good pathway. And also, it's that rivalry of the university, Victoria and Auckland and Massey, yung
exactly.
mga ganon, di ba? And it's well,
They
we lived those times when we were in the UAAP, David.
Yes, exactly um, what brings a following. And I told you before that college sports is more popular than
Mm,
say the NBA or the PBA, or
mm,
the UAP is more popular than the PBA, because that is because of affiliation.
mm,
Um, the school members and alumni cheer
mm.
for their school because there is a
Correct.
connection.
Mm.
With the PBA, it's a brand, like
Yeah.
whether it's
Mm-mm.
Talk and Text or
Mm-mm.
Ginebra. There
Mm-mm.
is no real affiliation to that. They're
Mm.
affiliated to the players as stars, but not to the team.
To the
and
team. That's
and I
correct.
think this is something that the New Zealand NBL can tap,
Mm-hmm.
because I've been to a few games,
Mm-hmm.
specifically in Otago. Otago is a university town,
Mm-hmm.
and the fans that come to the games are from the university, and the
Oh, okay.
and the people and the ones they cheer for
Mm-hmm.
are the students who are happen to be in the team.
Oh, yes, that's correct. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Uh, um, Aside from that is because at the end of the day, we're talking about the well-being of real people. We're
Mm-hmm.
they're not just players. These are real people who have aspirations and career
Mm-hmm.
and a life to live, basically.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And
Eh,
basketball's not going to be there forever.
mm-hmm.
You there's a short career for how competitive you can play in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And we appreciate this as Filipinos, where we want them to get an education. This is an
That's correct.
honest. They're not in the university to play
To
basketball.
play, yeah. Mm-hmm.
They are legitimate,
S-
genuine students.
students. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but while they are students, they're given the opportunity to play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the greatest rewards for me is when I see these kids, and they have a career, and it might not be in basketball. Like I've been coaching for a while now. I'm over 10, 12 years, and some of the kids that I bump into were some of my players when they were in high school, and now they're accomplished employees. They work in corporate jobs, and um,
It's a
uh,
nice feeling, di ba? It's a nice feeling that you've been a part of their
yes,
journey, di
yes,
ba?
yes, and basketball has served its purpose because there's lots you learn in basketball. You learn the discipline of hard work. You learn the discipline of teamwork. Uh,
That's
um,
correct.
so it's so yeah,
And
and that's why I have this. I'm really passionate about this.
Dati pinapanood lamang niya ang kanyang tatay na maglaro sa PBA. Pero parang naengganyo na rin. Kaya ito po si Danica Jose sa ating Net Kapihan, Talakayan at Chikahan.
you're talking about at Ateneo sa UAP. So you're with the Ateneo de Manila, Ateneo Lady Blue Eagles, yung tawag sa inyo, no? Ah, Lady Eagles pala, Lady Eagles. Oo. Bakit Lady Eagles ang pinili mo? Your dad, mga kaibigan, si Danica po, ang kanyang daddy, ang batikang PBA player na si Bobby Jose ng Ginebra at iba pang teams. He played for UST, di ba? Pero ikaw, you decided to play for Ateneo. Ano yung decision na yun, Danica, if I may ask?
Yeah. Well, mainly because when I was a kid, it has always been my dream to play for Ateneo. I've always wanted a blue and white jersey ever since because my cousins and my brother is also from Ateneo. That's why that's another factor. Kumbaga na-influence na ako sa kanila from there. And it wasn't really an issue whether or not I should play for my dad's alma mater in UST. But I know that he knew from the start that I really wanted to play for Ateneo. And even my mom wanted me to study and play for Ateneo kasi I'm from Miriam po eh. Grade school, high school, Miriam College na ako. So sabi ng mom ko, huwag ka na lumayo, doon na tayo kung saan tayo convenient. Doon na tayo sa nakasanayan natin, and the culture is also very much close to home. It's in Katipunan. So, huwag na tayo lumayo, okay naman tayo dito. And Ateneo is such a great school, and your brother is there, your cousins are there, so at least, a lot of familiar faces din. Which is why I also chose Ateneo. It's a decision talaga na matagal ko na talaga kung gusto.
So sa varsity ka rin ng Miriam
Yes.
College sa high school.
Opo.
Ano sino yung nga pala yung ibang mga estudyante ko, kaibigan mo nga pala yung nandito sa Auckland, ano? Kasi magka-batch kayo sa so you also played for the saan ba naglalaro ang Miriam, sa WNCAA, no?
Opo,
Yun ba yun?
doon po. Yes.
Okay.
WNCAA.
And then you moved to Ateneo. Ano ang course kinuha mo sa Ateneo, Danica?
I took up AB Communications. Tapos,
Okay.
I focused on public relations and advertising. So that was the route I wanted to take in college.
So naging prof mo si Sev.
Yes.
Sev
Opo.
Sarmenta. Oo.
Yes.
Kasi kasi ako nagtuturo ako sa Miriam sa Merinol, so com arts din ako, so we circulate in the same di ba may maliit na tulay in between Ateneo and Miriam, may maliit na tulay, friendship bridge, yun yan tinatawag doon. So Ateneo, 4 years ka naglaro sa UAP. How was
5 years.
it? 5 years. Kumusta yun? Kumusta yung journey na yun, Danica?
Sa 5 playing years in the UAAP. The journey there was, of course, very fulfilling. Even if I wasn't able to become a UAP champion, It was still very fulfilling, mainly because on my rookie year, I know that a lot of demands and expectations were high for me.
Mhm.
Kasi they knew na I was an MVP and came from a three-peat team in high school. Nag-national
Mhm.
youth team ako po. So, kumbaga, yung expectations nila sobrang taas.
Mhm.
And then, my coach there before was Coach Ep10. He also played for the Blue Eagles before. He told me that right from the start, first day of summer training in Ateneo, I remember him telling me that we're not gonna treat you as a rookie here, but we're going to treat you as a veteran like everyone else because you will get the minutes, you will get the playing time.
Mhm.
First five ka, kahit rookie ka. So you need to deliver. You need to, when much is expected, when much is given, much is
Mhm.
expected from you. So, nung start ng rookie year ko, I was really pressured.
Mm.
Admittedly, it was a big challenge that I had to embrace. Yung po sumabak ako sa
Mm.
Ateneo, eventually, I learned to simplify things. Huwag na masyado marami isipin. At the end of the day, you're just playing your game.
Mhm.
You don't need to please everyone, your coaches, your teammates. You just need to play your game. And
Mhm.
when I I thought of it that way, yung approach ko sa game, ganun yung nangyari. Mas gumanda yung laro ko, mas
Mhm.
lumabas siya. So, ano siya, parang mas nakilala ko yung sarili ko po when I
Mhm.
played for Ateneo because it really
Mm.
brought out the best and worst in me when I played there. So, it was a good experience.
Yung ano, yung academics plays a very important part din sa UAAP, no? Even sa NCAA.
Yes.
Hindi yung dati, yung noon, yung mga athletes special treatment, pero ito hindi kasi minsan I don't know about the Lady Eagles, pero sa Blue Eagles minsan hindi siya maglalaro dahil may mga deficiencies siya sa academics. How were you able to combine your studying and your practices and
Mhm.
playing?
Well, when I entered Ateneo, uh, my teammates who were seniors
Mm.
already warned me from the start na here in Ateneo, being a student athlete is being taken very seriously. So, being a student comes first. So, you can't make it an excuse that you're an athlete, that you're
Mm.
tired, that you can no longer study. Because every athlete here at Ateneo is also studying just the same as you. So, dun pa lang sinabi na nila na you can't slack off kundi hindi ka makakalaro. Sayang
Mm.
naman kasi kinuha ka namin para maglaro ka.
Mm. That's
So,
correct.
in
Oo.
terms of how to cope up with my studies, it's really time management. And I did a lot of sacrifices just so I could keep up with my academics. Kasi there were times, especially during summer training, twice a
Mm.
day of practice. In the morning, you train.
Wow.
In the morning you train. Throughout the day you have classes.
Mhm.
And then in the evening, you have skills workout pa. So,
Mm.
kumbaga, you need to conserve your energy na and make sure na pagdating sa gabi, you can still perform. You can still train efficiently.
Mhm.
So, yung mga break times in between, minsan tinutulog ko, minsan
Mm. Power
mag-aaral ako.
nap.
Yes, power
Nagpa-power
na.
nap ka. Mm.
So, ano lang siya, energy, time management. Yun ang
Mhm.
natutunan ko dun.
Mm. How old were you when you started sa basketball? Kasi nag-best ka, di ba? Parang may nakita akong commercial ng best. Kasama ka ba doon? Nag-best.
I
Milo ba yon? Milo something or
ay
best?
hindi po ako nag-Milo Best nung bata, pero I think yung nakita niyo po nag-WBL ako. Well,
Ah.
yeah, it's a league that Miriam participates in also apart from WNCA. And it's
Mm.
sponsored by Milo. So,
Ah,
yung
okay.
parang grassroots program nila.
Mhm. Mhm. How old were you when you started with basketball?
Mm, I think I started around 5 or 6 years old.
Wow, ganun na bata talagang.
Yes.
Eh,
I just wala play around lang with my
aha.
cousins, my
Mm.
brothers. So it wasn't really serious. But then
Mhm.
when my dad saw me falling in love with the game na
Mhm.
nagiging seryoso na ako, gusto ko nang maging varsity. Doon na niya ako tinutukan. Doon na siya parang tinignan na niya na ano yung pointers, ano yung kailangan kong gawin, for improvement, gano'n. And he was really a big help for me in terms of guiding and paving the way on how basketball should be played.
Maraming salamat at pinayagan nyo kami muli pumasok sa inyong mga tahanan, sa inyong mga puso sa araw nito dito sa ating programang Barangay New Zealand. Ako po muli ang inyong kaibigan sa Impapawid, ang inyong Kuya Rene, na nagpapasalamat po sa inyong suporta, panalangin at tulong sa ating programang Barangay New Zealand.